Hi everybody! Today I will show you an ink that I only have in sample form, and this is Inkebara Midnight Blue. Here's the ink chromatography, and you can see here we have a very light gray, then we have a very light color rose or maybe also peach color. And then here we have a dark turquoise or a middle blue. It's similar to Pilot Iroshizuku Konpeki. And the ink on the Rhodium notepad. See here the different nib sizes. And maybe first I will show you the ink when it is still wet. What I have to say is that I expected an ink that is much darker, because it is called Midnight Blue, but it is more like a medium blue, I would say. You see the ink. It has a little bit of sheen. Maybe we can see it here already. So then here's the dry time, and you see it is not a very wet ink. We have 10 seconds in the extra fine and fine Lamy nib and 15 seconds in the medium and broad nib. And here's the water resistance, and you can see that you can easily read and restore what you have written, so that's a good point. Now the ink on the Rhodium Gold book. You can see here that it looks very nice on the green colored paper. I had no bleed through, no feathering, no ghosting with this ink on the Rhodium Gold book and on the Oxford Optic paper. But I have to say that this ink, it felt not very lubricated. Maybe you can see here part of the sheen. Yeah, so it felt not very lubricated. It felt not very pleasant in the nib, especially here on the Rhodium Gold book. Here's the ink on the whole page. Here in the Oxford Optic paper. You see the sheen maybe a little bit better. It's not a lot of sheen, but here and there is a little bit, so it's not very disturbing when you write with it. And now, last but not least, and here you see the ink on the Tomorrow River paper, the Sanson. It's also written with the Lamy medium nib. You see a little bit more of the sheen. But also on this paper the ink did not feel very nice. I mean, it was okay, but as I've said, I've written with inks that were much more pleasant in the nib. here it is on the whole page. Now the ink comparison. So I will use this underground again. Here we have the swap cut. Also here you can see this red pinkish sheen. I will start with the diamine inks. Here we have denim and blue black, and this is more the color of ink that I expected from midnight blue. Then here we have Oxford blue. It's also way darker than the midnight blue, and here's diamine midnight. Also diamine is darker and has also more blue in it. Then here we have royal blue, but royal blue is more blue and has less green in it. Presidential blue is lighter in tone and has more blue, as well as Kensington blue. Then here we have Sargasso Sea, which has less green in it. And is also maybe a little bit darker in tone. It is Skull and Roses, which is also darker in tone, it has more blue in it. Pelham blue is also darker in tone and less green. Sapphire blue has less green in it and more purple. Majestic blue is darker in tone and has less green in it. Mediterranean blue and Florida blue are lighter in tone. Then Thunderbolt from the red Inkvent is more blue, as well as Blue Velvet. Then Asa blue comes close to the color from Midnight Blue, but maybe is a little bit lighter in tone and has less blue in it. Then here's Pilot Roshizuku Tsukiyo, but Tsukiyo is more gray, I would say. Asagao is more blue, and Konpeki is lighter in tone. Then Horror Bleu Myosotis and Eclat Saphir both are lighter in tone and are more blue. Pelikan Edelstein Sapphire is also more blue. Sailor Mania Sumir is lighter in tone, goes more in the turquoise direction. Sailor Mania Konagi is more blue in tone. Then Sailor Southern is lighter in tone and has less green in it. Then KWC Baltic Memories is darker in tone. Robert Oster Miami is lighter in tone and more green. The Soda Pop Blue is lighter in tone, as well as Blue Water Ice, and both also have more blue and less green in it. Then here we have Tokyo Blue and Frankly Blue, both are lighter in tone. Then here we have School Blue, Buzz Straight, also much lighter in tone. And then I have some Inkebara. Here is the Capri Blue, which is lighter in tone and more of a turquoise. The Standard Blue has less green in it, but is also similar. And the Sea Blue is lighter in tone and is also more blue and less green. And now to the inks that are close in color. As I said, I could have added the Asa Blue from Diamine, but because I have inks that are maybe a bit more similar in tone, I've left Asa Blue out, but if you're familiar with Asa Blue, then you know in which direction the Inkebara Midnight Blue goes. So, and the ink that is very close and maybe almost a duplicate is also from Inkebara, and this is Evening Blue. And I'll bring it a bit closer here. When I put them side by side, they are almost identical. Both have a little bit of this green in it. The Evening Blue is maybe a very bit lighter in tone, but this is also only a maybe. If you see both side by side, then, and I wouldn't know which one is which, I couldn't decide it or couldn't see the difference with my eyes. Also the Evening Blue maybe has a little bit more green to it, but yeah, for me they are nearly duplicates. Then the other two that I have is Polar Glow and KWC Walk Over Vistula. Here the Polar Glow from Diamine is from the Blue Inkvent calendar, and it is maybe a little bit more saturated and has maybe a little bit more sheen. Has also maybe only a tiny bit more blue in it than the Midnight Blue, and it also flows much better than the Inkebara. And the KWC is a little bit more green in tone. So I bring you closer here. First we have here the Midnight Blue and the Polar Glow. You see both have this sheen, this nice blue, and here we have the Walk Over Vistula, also with this red sheen. Maybe here at the end you can see that the KWC has a little bit more green in it, but it is very hard for the camera to pick it up because the difference is not a lot. But it's very hard for the camera to pick it up because there is not really much difference. And also, if I remember correctly, the KWC, it does flow much better than the Inkebara, or at least it had a better lubrication in the nib. It felt better. Now the price comparison. First you can get the Inkebara inks from Fountain Feather. They have the 60 ml bottles for 11.99 euros, or you also can try samples for €1.60. And as far as I know, Fountain Feather is the only online shop in the European Union that offers the Inkebara ink. If you know any other shops that sell these inks, please write it down in the commentary section. And here we have Diamine Polar Glow. You can get it in the 50 ml bottle. And you can also get a sample from Fountain Feather for 170 euros. Or you can buy the 50 ml. The cheapest would be Stilo and Stile with 11 euros. And then here we have KWC Walk Over Vistula. You can also get a sample for €1.50 from Fountain Feather, or the 60 ml bottle for 9.99 euros. So this was today's ink. I wish you a wonderful day. See you the next time. Bye bye.